what would you grade out Howie Roseman as far as what he's brought into this team this year?
Oh, come on, man. Howie right now is, he everything that he's touching right now is gold right now, man.
Right.
You know, like he has arisen from the ashes.
Yeah.
He's back on top. He went from everybody questioning him. He got kicked out of the football side of things and then went into the other side. He was in exile for a little bit. And then he sat and he pondered while he was in the wilderness. And he came back. He made some questionable decisions along the way, but he kept struggling along. He kept chopping at it. And now he just assembled another nasty group, man. I mean, 17, he put together a nasty group, and I think he did it again this year.
All right, welcome back. We are Sports Day, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks, Rob Ellis. Joining us now, the man himself, Eagles Hall of Fame left tackle and a painting connoisseur. We may be looking at some of his work as we speak. Yes, the one and only Trey Thomas. What's going on, Trey?
I'm chilling, man. How's everything?
Good, man.
Doing good. So tell us what we're looking at here, man.
4-0. Life is good. You know, the sun is out today. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, what is that thing? What is that yellow thing in the sky, man? I'm not familiar.
I don't know what happened. You know, it's finally, we get a chance to see it.
So tell me what's going on behind you, man. Let's start there. What's happening?
Yeah, I'm working on a painting that we have coming up in our probably a couple weeks from now. Something that we'll do later on. But like I usually come in here at our studio, Pino's Palette, and work through a painting, see how I like it, see the instructions, go through it, see, what I can tell our artists, give them some pointers. But so it's just a painting that I'm working through right now.
Yeah, Trey, whenever a person paints, especially when they love to paint, they talk about it being therapeutic, but there's also a motivation behind a particular piece of art that they're working on. Was there any specific motivation behind what you're working on now?
No, it's just something that I just like to do. It relaxes me, it gives me something to do. So, I enjoy painting. I like the therapeutic process of it. I think that there are a lot of health benefits that come behind doing it, especially with some of the stuff we do, But I like just coming in and just working on it, man. Popping open a bottle of wine, sit back, relax, and just, throw on some Hall & Oates is usually what I be in here bumping.
There you go.
It just hang out. It's relaxing to me, man. So I really enjoyed it. It gives you a chance to kind of just relax and cut loose, because in art, especially when it comes to painting, you don't have to be so between the lines. Sometimes you got to get outside the lines to make it work. So that's why I really,
it helped out because, a lot of guys, from the play in the NFL want to be perfectionists. They want to do everything exactly where it's supposed to be. And I remember the first time I took one of Trey's classes. He had one for the NFL, retired players. Mm-hmm. And, a lot of us want to be perfect the way we do it. And he kept emphasizing, your perfection is not my perfection. You see, if you want to put a bird here, you can put a bird there. You don't have to follow what you feel. And I'd be damned if I was going on. And I'm like, yo, this is, I'm getting pretty good. I mean, I started, and every time I do it, I find out something new about me doing it, man. So, it's definitely something.
But were you painting freehand or by numbers? I'm just kidding.
I don't do that.
Come on.
See what I'm saying?
Telling by numbers. When anybody comes in here, they come in with a blank canvas. Yep. We don't sketch it for them. We go through it, and that's why I like to practice a painting first, just so I can check the placement of it and everything. Like right now, I had to check out how we wanted to put the moon in there. I used some chalk to kind of map it out. And like what B was saying, like sometimes like when people come in here, I try to tell them, man, relax. Just you can find beauty in the imperfection. So, don't try to be so in between the lines. Just relax. This is fun art.
That's awesome. I can literally see the paint on your hand. You are
working on this. Painting is a contact sport.
Wow.
So
there you go.
You're gonna have.
I love it.
So when I tell people that when you come here, this isn't a typical date. Dress down, relax.
Right.
Relax.
Do you provide anybody who comes into your art gallery? Do you provide them with a free glass of wine?
No, we can't do all that. Now you got we are a BYOB establishment. You bring your own. You know what I'm saying? We will give you a glass. We'll give you a glass. We'll give you an opener. We even sell you some snacks. But no, we don't provide the wine.
I got you. So when we'll get to how people can set it up and have a cool date night too in a little bit, Trey. But I got to ask you first about this offensive line. I mean, you see the stats of Lane Johnson and no sacks allowed and whatever, a year and a half. You see what, Mailata, when he's healthy, what he's capable of, how good Landon Dickerson's becoming, what Kelsey still is. Are you blown away collectively how good this group is?
Oh, yeah, they're a very talented group. Now, this is one of the things that kind of gets me with the numbers. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Because I enjoy it. I like when everybody tweets out, hey, man, they haven't given up a sack or pressure in 1,000 and something plays.
Right.
Well, that tells me that you really don't understand protection. Go back to that sack against Detroit, B. You remember that sack against Detroit where they sent the corner blitz coming from the right?
Absolutely.
Whose fault is that?
Well,
because
this
that's
boy,
slide protection. Now,
that's the tackle supposed to get off on that. He's the end man.
He's
essentially taking the place of the will linebackers. The will linebacker buzzed out.
So, you know what I'm saying? So when people tweet out these numbers, I'm like, well, hold on. Do you really understand protection? Because, I mean, that's quarterback's sack.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it sounds
is it more, are they looking at it more one-on-one, Trey? They're not paying attention to the other stuff like you're talking about? Is that where the mistake lies?
That's your responsibility.
Right.
That's your man. That's your sack.
What he's saying is like in a number count.
I don't know. I'm not going to, what I'm saying, because I don't want to ruffle everybody's feathers. Oh my God, you just hating on it now.
Yeah.
You really don't understand protection when you tweet these numbers.
Gotcha.
Valid
so
point.
It depends on what the number count is. Like slide protection means you got the 4 down and the will linebacker or whoever replaces that will linebacker. So that's your
slide.
gap.
It's slide. So either somebody didn't make a call or somebody didn't get out there and take care of their responsibility.
I don't know.
Put it on, I don't know, but that might mess up these numbers that you've been pushing out there. But anyway, I think that this group is very talented. I think that they're a very talented group. I think Lane Johnson is playing like probably one of his better years. I mean, he's looking very strong out there, nice and sturdy, firm out there as a player. Kelsey is everything that he thought he's going to be. Like, he's a really good center. He's doing his thing. Landon Dickerson, man, is just a beast out there, dude.
Mauling people. Yeah.
I mean, I'm really impressed with the way he's been coming on, especially coming off of the injuries that he was dealing with the foot and everything. Because, at guard, you're the tip of the spear when it comes to a lot of these run blocks and everything. So I think that he's really been taking on. I think even when you look at Big Seumalo, man, I think that, he was one of my bigger concerns, just switching from left to right. But I knew he could handle it because he played center before, so I really wasn't too worried about it. But he really was playing well, too, until he got hurt, So, and that's one of the things with him is that, if you can get him past the first 3 or 4 games, you'll see I think you'll see him make it through the season. But over the past couple of years, it's been after that first 3 or 4 games, he's come out hurt. But, and then you look at Big Jordan, man, I mean, just an animal. I think that when you look at how athletic he is and how much he's come in a very short period of time, I think he's extremely athletic, very powerful, very aggressive. One of the things that I enjoy about his game and just seeing how he's starting to let that aggression out and he's out there popping off at the mouth. I love that because what that's telling me is that he's comfortable and he's not thinking. When you can go out there and be aggressive and try to take somebody's head off and you talking trash, hey, you're playing ball. And I think that you can see that from him. I'm really enjoying his progression.
Well, hey, let me ask you this, man. Going from an offensive line perspective, blocking for a quarterback like Jalen, who has the capacity to make you laugh, but also make you cry because, he's one of those guys that you don't know where he's going to be at because you block for Mac. You know what I'm saying? It is a block for Mac, who's an athlete, but can throw the ball down the field, man. What are you thinking about as far as, Hurts' progression and his ability to go out there and visualize, the number counts and things of that nature as a response to the offensive line?
Well, I think that, as long as he doesn't drop back, you know what I'm saying? When the pressure comes, as long as you're not drifting back, hey, Jalen is like, he put that back foot down, and then it's like, all right, if it's not there, he's going to get upfield. He's not drifting back. So I think that helps you a little bit as an offensive line because if you get edged, all I want to do is run you by anyway. And what you can't have is a quarterback drifting back, and while I'm trying to run it by, you sitting back there patting the ball. Now, I need you to step up into the pocket, and then now let's make something happen. And I think that that's what Jalen Hurts does that's really been aggressive. And what they do for their offense is you add some of those quarterback draws. So, like that touchdown that he ran, everybody was like, oh, the receiver, that was a quarterback draw. He called that. So get upfield, go make something happen. So, I think that that's where you see a big difference in his game. I mean, and then when you add the RPOs into it. I mean, you know, you really have to have a really solid defensive end, really disciplined defensive end, or a disciplined backside linebacker to stop it. And that's what makes them dangerous.
Trey, how impressed have you been with just how effective they've been with being able to run the football from last year to this year? And basically nobody can stop it. You know, Washington did a decent job of stopping it for the most part. You know, when you commit to the run, you got to give up something else. But even I don't care if it's a wet track or dry track, when this running game gets rolling, it's virtually unstoppable.
Well, you know, that's one of the things that Coach Stout has always been really good at, is being able to run the ball down. I mean, you know, that's one of the things that he did well when he came out of Alabama. That's what he was known for. And he's developed himself as a coach into teaching the protection part of it. But when it comes to run blocking, combination blocks, and setting all that up, Coach Stout is absolutely the best in the business when it comes to talking that. And you can see how the guys respond, man. I mean, they're always getting good pressure, getting good movement, and getting up to the second level. And they do a good job of doing that. And B, you know, all the run plays are designed to get the running back to the safety. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can spread a defense out, because everybody's playing nickel. So everybody's playing nickel. So you got 2 linebackers. I got 5 offensive linemen. You get me a tight end, I take my 5 against your 5 all day. You know what I'm saying? Because then the quarterback going to take 6. So when you have a offense that's like that, man, it makes it so much better. And then these guys are athletic. They get up to the second level. And then once that running back is past that, every run play is designed to get them to the safety. And this offensive line does that very well.
Trey, let me ask you, there's obvious improvement from Jalen and other guys who are just getting better, especially the younger players, but they add an A.J. Brown. Is he that much of a catalyst to take this offense into kind of a different orbit from where they were last year?
Man, he's kind of like when we added T.O.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's that difference maker, someone that, you know, if I got to, I could go to you, and he's going to go get it. And, I mean, he's a powerful receiver that catches everything with his hands. I mean, you know, he's going to make you spread them out. And then one of the things that I like what the offense is doing right now, because before it was all, hey, man, Quez Watkins is their big play guy over the top. Well, now they shows you, okay, well, hey, here comes Slim Reaper. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Skinny Batman over the top. Oh, yeah, AJ can go over the top, too. And Quez. I mean, that makes it extremely hard for a defense to kind of work with that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, let's go from the defensive side of the ball, man. I was under, you know, everybody said, oh, we need to find a way to, you know, get Hassan Reddick to go out there and really start playing. I said, you know what? Let's forget all that. If you are a rusher, a pass rusher, just put him on out there at the end and let him go. And what's happened since they've done that? He's you know, went out there and had 3.5 sacks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As far as defensively, what do you see as far as that, you know, that aspect of their game?
I think defensively, the coverage has gotten better.
Yeah, a lot. You
know what I'm saying? Because to me, the way I look at the game, in order for a sack to happen, coverage needs to be tight. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can sit back there and the quarterback can get rid of the ball at 1.9, 2.0, because when I sit and watch the game, I sit with a stopwatch and I time every throw. So I'm sitting there timing every throw. And if he's getting rid of the ball at 1.9, 2 seconds, then that tells me coverage needs to be a little bit tighter. So what you're seeing right now is coverage is playing up a little bit more. They're getting a little bit more aggressive, and they're making that quarterback hold on to the ball. And you got some dogs out there with Reddick and even Sweat that can get after it. You know,
I like Sweat.
That's why you're seeing these sacks. Even Fletcher Cox. If you let the quarterback just sit back there and dice you up and just make all these short throws, go back to the Detroit game. That's what was happening. Goff didn't have many throws go over 2.3 seconds. But then now you say, all right, secondary, I need you to be a little bit more aggressive. Get up in their face. Man, you saw how Slay played that Minnesota game. Man, that game was won on Monday when they turned on the film.
Yeah.
I know you had to get in a quarter. You knew everything that he was doing, and you were going to challenge that receiver, and that made the quarterback hold on to the ball, and your dogs ate.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that. You know, I mean, I keep saying it. I say it over and over again. Man, I was throwing them antacids down my throat like they were M&Ms when they were third down with the guys we had there before. These guys can play up tight. They can get up in their face, which is taking that first read away. Now you got your dogs out there can get up there and make something happen on the defensive line.
Absolutely.
Trey, how about, just this past week, for example, they lose 2 offensive linemen. They lose Slay, hardly even played in the game. You know, not to mention some other guys who were banged up. And you're still able to overcome a 14-0 deficit in that, that mess of a game. How much does that tell you, overcoming that kind of adversity, which they really haven't had a ton to deal with?
I I think you have a good leadership right now. You know, when you have a good group of guys within the locker room, I think Jalen Hurts is definitely like a true leader. It's not something that's forced on him. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when you have that quarterback role, it's like, all right, you're supposed to be the guy. He's that guy. And I think you got enough guys on the defensive side of the ball as well that, you know, now as a head coach, especially all you got to do is guide the ship. And, you know, and come in there with that energy, man. And when you have a locker room like that, I see big things from this team.
You know, Trey, the last time this team started 4-0 was back in 2004, and that team went all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yes,
when you look at this, you look at that current Eagles team.
Why are you saying that team? You got to mention me. Say y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, okay. All right.
How about your team?
Excuse me. South in your voice and say y'all.
Look, you know, y'all went all the way to the big show. Okay, to the big show back in 2004. Yeah. When you look at this current team, which does not include you, and when you stack them up against the rest of the NFC, if this team can stay healthy, they'd have to be one of the odds-on favorites to get to the big show this year.
Man, I got this team going undefeated, man.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dog, you know, somebody got to take on the 72 Dolphins, dog, the best team in the history of the NFL. You know, to me, I'm like, I don't see them losing to anybody. The way this team is built and the leadership that you got in that locker room, man, I don't want to, but I mean, I can't, who can see them? Especially when they're playing at top notch. You know, you keep this line going and you keep everybody healthy, man. I don't see anybody that can touch them right now.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go back to what Derek just asked you, Trey. You obviously that year and other years, you guys got off to great starts. How do you guard against sniffing yourself a little bit? And you know, everybody kissing your rear end like has happened early on here.
That's going to take having that locker room, you know, like having the right leadership in that locker room, making sure that you got guys that's holding each other accountable. And I think that's what you really have in that group. You know, like when you look back at that 17 team, man, I mean, there was a lot of good leadership within that locker room and everybody held each other accountable and they didn't let things slide. And that's what you got to have with this group. But I think you have the right mixture in there that can kind of keep everybody going.
How impressed have you been with Sirianni and just what he's done to turn this thing around in you know, a year and a half or whatever he's been here?
I like that he's brought that family atmosphere. He's carried over that family atmosphere within the locker room that Doug had to bring back. You know, and I think that he's carried it over and taking it even to another notch where he's supporting everything that everybody's doing. You know, if you have a shirt coming out, he's going to practice rocking it. He's pushing it out there. He's helping create that energy within the locker room. And when you have a coach that's willing to support you off the field, man, cats will give you everything they got on the field.
Absolutely, man.
I think he'd be at one of your studios if you were one of his players. I think we need to make this happen, Trey.
You know,
I'd love to be a Sirianni painting. But you know, it'd be a dog, right? It'd have to be a dog.
So Trey, you know, just looking at, you know, this next game right here, and you know, you got an Arizona team that potentially they should score a lot of points, but they haven't scored a lot of points because they're terrible in the first half. Where do you see this game, and you know, where's it going to be won at? You know, what do you think is the biggest thing as far as stopping a guy like Murray?
I mean, every game is won and lost in the trenches. You know, because I mean, you know what you have to be disciplined as a rush. You know, to me, like if I was going to be dealing with somebody like that, I would layer my rushes. You know, so I would have one guy, if somebody's coming over the edge, I want one guy that's going to be running high, and I want another guy, the other edge guy, to be bull rushing and crossing his face. So I want to make him step up, and I want to funnel him in, and then with the defensive tackles, I want to be kind of layering that the same. Just because I want to kind of create layers within the rush and keep it disciplined, because, you know, with them, if he takes a hole, he's just like Hurts. You know, when he get out there and move.
Might be a little faster. Yeah,
you know, but I like where if you layer it, where if you show pressure in his face, and then that makes him back out of there, and then he starts sprinting, you got somebody that's coming around the back that's running high that can possibly get him. You know, so to me, I would layer my rushes on him, and then secondary, they just got to keep doing what they're doing. I think one of the things that's been really helpful for us is just our linebacker play as well.
Oh, man.
Trey, it's been a long time since this team has had a good group of linebackers. This was an organization we would scream that had de-emphasized the linebacking position. And I've gone so far as to say I haven't seen a linebacking group like this since the days of your guys, Trotter and those guys back in the day. Can you talk about the depth and the versatility of what you're seeing from the backers with this group?
I think that they're very, they have the physicality to come down there and stop something in the middle that can get down there and crush anything that's coming inside. But then I think also that they're crafty enough to get out there and help in coverage as well. So I think that's what you're looking for, especially when you have to play nickel now. Everybody's playing nickel, so your linebackers better be nice. They got to be able to come in there and stop the run. They got to be disciplined and then understand how to get out in coverage as well, because that's all you got. Nobody's playing a 4-3 defense anymore.
Right.
Oh, you're playing nickel, and you bring a safety down, and then that adds something into the box. So those two that you got out there, they better be nice.
Was Kazir White is nice, former safety, able to come down and mix it up, I like the fact that this kid, man, he comes in with that aggressiveness. I don't know how the Chargers let him go. You know what I'm saying? Howie Roseman does a great job of bringing him in, man. What would you grade out Howie Roseman as far as what he's brought into this team this year?
Oh, come on, man. Howie right now is everything that he's touching right now is gold right now, man.
Right.
He has arisen from the ashes.
Yeah.
He's back on top. He went from everybody questioning him. He got kicked out of the football sides of things and then went into the other side. He was in exile for a little bit. And then he sat and he pondered while he was in the wilderness. And he came back. He made some questionable decisions along the way, but he kept struggling along. He kept chopping at it. And now he just assembled another nasty group, man. 17, he put together a nasty group, and I think he did it again this year.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of guys make those kind of comebacks. There's been several for Howie.
The fiery Phoenix.
Rocky story.
Hey, Trey, I need your honest assessment here. All right. Which do you prefer, the 04 tackles or the 2022 tackles?
What you mean?
In terms of which tandem was better?
Us.
That's what I thought you would say. That's what I thought you would say.
You better check my catalog. How many games was missed? How many plays were missed?
That's why I brought it up, because I knew he'd get fired up.
Who was better? Ryan was out there with a cracked tailbone. Never missed a game. What you talking about? Who better? Have they ever pulled me out of a game? Have you ever seen me pulled out of a game?
No.
Have you ever seen me pulled out of a game?
Boy.
Oh, man.
Something tells me it's a good thing we're doing this. We're doing this via StreamYard. If you guys were in the same studio, it might be a problem.
Look, he's so fired up. He's so fired up. He got to pour a glass of wine. He's so fired up.
I'll tell you, he got me up out of there.
Trying to ruin my zen right now.
Derek Gunn is not invited ever to one of the, Pino's palate. Never. Oh my
man.
God.
Hey man, that ripple is strong today, bro.
Oh no, this right here is butter. You know what I'm saying? So it's a Chardonnay.
Excuse me.
Chardonnay, I like it. It's pretty cool.
Trey lives the life.
This is plain butter. It's almost like good breakfast wine, so it's cool. You know.
Hey, Rob referred to you before he brought you on. He referred to you as a Renaissance man. Are you a Renaissance man?
You know what I almost said? I don't know. I'm just being me. Put whatever title you want on it. I'm just being me.
I mean, the last time we talked to you, the backdrop was like a.
Yeah, I was at a vineyard.
You were at a vineyard,
and
now
you're my favorite winery, Blue Court, man. Just hanging out, man.
Telling you, man.
Just enjoying some wine, enjoying the beautiful day.
Yeah.
So one more story, Trey. One more story, Trey. Now, people say I'm lying when I say this, but you remember that fateful day? Somebody caught Reggie itis, and I ended up starting. They think I was lying with that. They thought I was lying with that.
Yeah, Big Dog got sick, man. I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? It was pre-COVID, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We're not really sure what, because we really didn't go through all the screenings back then.
No. All I did, I got a call from Ray Bob at 5:30 in the morning. Get your ass up. You got to play.
Well, who would that player have been?
I don't know.
Called Reggie itis. I'm like, what?
That's for me to say. All I can say is that he came up. He said
he froze on us. That's what he called back.
And Trey, he was perfectly mended and healed by the time the game was over. It's weird how that happened.
Yeah, it happened. You know what I'm saying? Miraculously, he was touched. he was touched, and boom. There you go, like a light descending on him and bam.
Like you're painting, you know.
Oh, look, all I know is I came to breakfast that morning. You know, after Ray-Bob called me at 5 there, I came to breakfast that morning. I went to Trey. I said, "Hey, big dog, you know, it's me and you, dog. We started saying, what happened to Coop?" And I said, as soon as I said, he said, "What happened to Coop?" And he was walking. Ray was walking by. You know what happened to Coop? You know.
Oh, got sick, man. He was feeling it, man. I mean, I'm sure he's not alone. Sure, he's not alone.
That happened a lot when people were facing Reggie White that day.
Oh my goodness,
that sickness. Yeah. Unbelievable. Trey, well, listen, tell people how they can hang out at your studio. Great, perfect date night, do their thing, get their painting on. How do they do it?
You just go to ppcherryhill.com, Pino's Palette Cherry Hill, and just check out our calendar. We always have something posted. My wife goes through all the paintings and she puts together the calendar, and you just register online, and then you just come on in, hang out, bring a couple bottles of wine, dress to relax, and just come and relax, enjoy.
They got everything for you too. We got
everything. You know, so we got everything. All you have to do is bring whatever you want to drink. We're a BYOB establishment. Now we can't provide. Some of y'all be coming in here with Hennessy and all that, man. We can't have that.
Yeah, man.
So,
I'm out.
Yeah.
Bring some wine, bring some beer. Don't be coming in here with vodka and everything. I mean, come on, man. I want you to relax and enjoy yourself. I don't need you in here stripping off your shirt, bouncing around, knocking if you bucking. I mean, just you know. Just pour some wine, man. Relax. Enjoy yourself.
Gutter's out then.
Hey, do you guys have art gallery shows too? Do you like display your paintings? You don't do that?
We just come in. Everybody just come in and just enjoy themselves. You know,
Okay.
It's more of a it's a date night thing. Or even like we have people that come in and just want to paint, man. You know, it's like you don't necessarily have to come with someone. You can come by yourself. We have people that come in that just want to paint and hang out. Like a lot of times when I travel, I'll find an art studio where I just go in and paint, man. It's it's something that you can do by yourself or bring someone with you.
That's
Trey
really
said,
cool.
Trey said, don't be bringing no Hennessy up in here.
Oh, man, you done stripped off your shirt, you're sweaty, you're in here bouncing. You're painting all aggressive, man. Relax.
Aggressive painting.
Aggressive painting.
You can't have aggressive painting. No, you can't have it.
All aggressive. What?
Yeah.
Relax, dog. Relax.
Yes.
But yeah.
Trey, you're the best, man. We appreciate you giving us a little bit of time, man.
You good. You good.
All right,
people,
be good,
man.
Trey.
Thank you, man.
bro.
All right, he's mad.
I told y'all, man. See, everybody think I be lying when I be telling stories, man. I told y'all, man. Reggie-itis is a thing.
It's real.
It's a thing, yeah.
And how'd you do against Reggie that day?
I did all right, except for the last 3 plays. The last 3 plays, it was rough on me, man. It was rough on your boy, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so what? You showed up. I don't
right, yeah.
You put the uniform on.
I'm a fight,
you went out
bro.
there. You faced
I'm
the music
to the bitter end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The S, automatically appeared on his chest, and then
was that one of the toughest games you ever played?
No. You know what? You know who actually was one of the worst guys to go against? I mean, the toughest guys to go against. Of course, Reggie's the all-timer, but a guy named Ken Harvey. Out of Washington. Yeah, he's a linebacker, rush linebacker, man. He was the truth, man. As far as speed, power, he had it all, man. He had it all. That's where I had my biggest battles with him.
We might have maybe some video of this.
This might be my clip.
See what we
this
got
might
here.
be my favorite clip.
See how he did. There's Barry. There's Reggie.
Let me see.
He tried to hump me too. Watch, he tried to hump me. Oh, hands inside.
Look at that technique.
Look at Brooks.
But
look at Brooks. With his hands all up in his grill. Look at him.
You knocked the ball down,
wasn't
man.
a sack,
man.
It wasn't a sack.
You know what I'm saying? I had proper hand placement. I did what I could do. You know what I'm saying? I jump set him, my hand inside, did drop my hips, try to fight back, and he's just a long guy.
I'm blaming the fact that Ty was short. That's why he didn't get that pass off.
But also, if you look at that, wasn't no extra pushing after the play. You see that? Wasn't no extra pushing after the play. I just let him go where he wanted to go.
Exactly.
He wanted to walk away, I let him walk away. See,
that's not the video I thought it was, but that's a pretty good one there. You held your own, dog.
Wasn't that bad? Was not that bad. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's come back and we'll dig a little bit deeper into the Eagles. I'm going to pose a couple questions to you guys regarding the Birds. All right.
Oh, we still got to finish. We got
to finish our buy and sell. Oh, we're gonna finish all that. Yeah, but I'll ask you guys the question and just think about it as we go to break. And I want everybody listening, everybody streaming, everybody in the chat section. most attributable for the Eagles' success so far this season? Is it Howie? Is it Nick? Is it Jalen? Howie, Nick, Jalen. All right, we'll hit that when we get back. Don't go anywhere. 1:30, Ben Davis. We'll talk some Phillies and Cardinals as they gear up for the playoffs tomorrow. All right, Derek, Barrett, Rob, Sports Take. Let's talk a little Pro Action Restoration. I mentioned this yesterday. The crew is down there in Fort Myers, Florida, helping out all the people who were hit so severely by Hurricane Ian, because that's what they do. That's the kind of people they are. That's the kind of company they are. But for you back here, we're in that time of year where we're getting some crazy kind of weather. We just went through some nasty rain here on the tail end of that Ian hurricane. But if you have a home, you have a business, you have a property, and you've experienced water, fire, smoke, mold damage, you know who to reach out to. It's Pro Action Restoration. They are on call 24 hours, 7 days a week. I told you I went through this at my parents' house. They came out on a Saturday, cleaned it up. The crew was professional. The price was amazing. They are licensed, bonded, fully insured, and they've been serving the tri-state area for more than 2 decades. Pro Action will work in conjunction with your insurance company. So again, if it's water, if it's fire, if it's smoke, if it's mold remediation, whatever you need, they can handle it. Give them a call, 610-623-3760, 610-623-3760, or online at proactionrestoration.com. That's proactionrestoration.com.